What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we are doing the running backs rankings list. So I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be the last rankings list. A, they're not really too hot, but more importantly, B, I'm not sure if this creator has been making any other tier ranking list. And to be fair, I don't really like it too much because there's a lot of people in here. Like, I honestly like, yeah, that's Dalvin Cook, but I don't know who some of these guys are, and we'll see if we can find them out as time goes along. I've tried already, so fingers crossed. But we're at 55 subs. I know as I say that, I'll probably drop down to 45 subs, but hey, I mean, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and let's kick this video off. Let's have some fun time. There's a lot of these, and of course, every single time I do this, I'm gonna say this video might be pretty long because there is something like 50 something running backs here. So let's do this quickly. Let's have fun. And let's kick it off with Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones is extremely underrated. I think he's definitely a star running back. He might even be borderline elite. Every single time I see this guy's stats, he's just going off, and he has great balance, good power. He's just a very good all-around running back. I like him a lot. AP, I love you. The only reason I'm putting you in serviceable is because of the respect I have for you and the fact that you can still break off like a 90-yard run. Yeah, he's definitely hit or miss. Huge hit or miss type of player. AJ Dillon. I think he's average, honestly. People are gonna get mad at this second round running back, but I had him as like a fifth. You know, he looked really stiff, and he's kind of a straight line runner who can just lower the shoulder. And to me, he's basically a really shitty Derrick Henry, and that's not a compliment at all. So it's really unfortunate, but I just despise AJ Dillon, not for like as a football player, but just for the value that apparently the Green Bay Packers had in him, and I don't really think I don't think Aaron Jones deserves that ego shot. He's definitely worth that. He's definitely worth a second rounder himself. So I don't understand why the fuck they had to get more of this power back type, but. Next, we have Alexander Mattison, who I think he has star potential. I really like Alexander Mattison. I remember him coming out last year, and he doesn't have the testing numbers, but he is very good balance-wise, and he has some very good agility and very good power here and there. He is just very solid overall. I like him a lot. Alvin Kamara, I'm going to be putting him up here in the elite category, but last year he did not show that much. I don't really understand what the hell is wrong with this cropping issue, but Alvin Kamara, you guys watch him play. I don't need to explain and give you guys this dude's worth, but he has amazing positional versatility. You could put him honestly as a slot wide receiver if you have to. I think they did a couple plays, and he has very good route running, very agile, very good balance. So the only thing he doesn't have is trucking. So that's not really needed in the NFL as much anymore. If you can make someone miss, you make someone miss, whether that's going through them or going around them. Next, I don't know who the fuck this is. I might find out as time goes on. Let's go to Austin Ekeler. Austin Ekeler, I think, is not in star potential. I'm putting him up here in borderline elite. I really like him. I like him a lot. He has amazing. He's basically a downgraded Alvin Kamara to me. Super quick, super twitchy. Definitely deserves a lot more time in that Los Angeles Chargers offense, and he's gonna get that now that Melvin Gordon's gone. So. I think he's basically just a downgraded Alvin Kamara. Very good routes and solid running between the tackles, but he's much more of a zone runner. Next, we have Benny Snell. Benny Snell, I was really hoping for him to kind of hit it off last year, but I'm gonna put him in serviceable. He's had some really good runs, but I just haven't seen too much from him, and he just lacks that positional versatility. He's very similar to an AJ Dillon, with the fact that AJ Dillon has more speed, but Benny Snell has a little more of that agility, but apart from that, it's like they can't make anybody miss, and there just isn't enough twitchiness. So Benny Snell, I think that he can get to here. Just last year, I did not see it, and I don't blame him because when you have shitty quarterbacks, you can stack the box a lot easier. So we'll see how he does this year. He can definitely jump to here. I think he can be as good as Alexander Mattison in my own eyes. Cam Akers, I'm going to be putting him here at the top of average. After watching him more, I had him ranked in like the 5th round. I think he was like my 8th or 7th graded running back in the draft. I think that he has insane potential. I don't think that he has a very high floor, but I think he has a very high ceiling. He was a number one running back coming out of the high school class, going to Florida State, and he has insane agility, speed, vision. He just needs to put it together. And Florida State was not known for their offensive line, so cheers to the Rams because I think that was a solid pick. It just might have been a little bit early. Next, we have, who is this? Is this Chris Carson? Chris Carson, I'm going to be putting here in star potential, above Alexander Madison, obviously. I really like Alexander Madison, so don't think like your idea of Alexander Madison and mine are the same. Chris Carson has huge fumbling issues. I think he is a star, but because of the fact of his fumbling issues, that's a huge knock for me. If you can't hold on to the ball, that's kind of scary to me. And I think that it's kind of weird. I don't understand how he chunks out a bunch of yards and stuff, but honestly, his talent is definitely here, if not in borderline elite, but these fumbles are just scare me a bit. They scare me a little bit too much. Next, Chris McCaffrey. We're putting him in average. Well, I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. Christian McCaffrey is basically the better running back version of Alvin Kamara, and honestly, he's just the better version of Alvin Kamara. Panthers hit it well, and I think he's going to last quite a while. The McCaffreys have always lasted in the NFL. I hope to God he does as well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm putting him in star potential here above Alexander Madison. He's my number 3 or 2 graded running back. I'm not 100% sure. He's kind of tied to with J.K. Dobbins, and that was just because I saw him from the beginning. I thought he was a first-round talent, but as the position became less and less useful in the NFL, I decided to knock him down to a second-round grade, which they got him end of the first. That's perfectly fine. They wouldn't have gotten him the end of the second. Very good balance, not the best speed. That's his big issue, but good hands, good power, very good balance. Balance is my biggest thing. I love when I get to see a guy take a tackle and get hit and be able to continue pressing forward or just driving a pile forward. Next, Dalvin Cook. I'm putting him up here in the elite territory. I really, you watch this guy play, and this is without injuries. You see this guy play when he's healthy, and he's an absolute monster. Again, out of Florida State. So, really, really, really like him. Next, a player who's not going to be playing next year because the COVID opt-out, Damian Williams. I think that he is the top of average. He's just a serviceable running back when you need him to be. DeAndre Swift, he was my number 1 running back in the class. I'm going to be putting him here at star potential. He's amazing versatility, amazing balance, just overall a very solid player, great hands, and he's the definition of a modern-day running back. I honestly think I like him more than Sony Michel and Nick Chubb coming out. Not Nick Chubb now, but Nick Chubb coming out. I like DeAndre Swift more. Next, Darrell Henderson. He is going to be the top of average because we haven't seen him yet. We really haven't seen him in full flesh yet. At Memphis, he was an absolute beast. I think he had something like 8 or 10 yards per carry, and he had over 1,500 yards in the season. He was an absolute beast at Memphis. So we got to see how he plays over in the NFL. But definitely, them taking Cam Akers in the 3rd round or 2nd round, second round, yeah. That's a little bit worrisome for me in my hopes for Darrell Henderson. I thought he would have been pretty damn good with Todd Gurley's knee issue, but nah. David Johnson, guys, I'm putting him behind Alexander Madison. Not Darrell Henderson though. He has just been garbage. As a fantasy owner, I know this. He's been absolute dog shit. I watch him play, and he is, ever since his MCL and then his wrist injury, he's been nothing. And it's really embarrassing. I guess I might have to be the person to talk about this, but I don't think he's a starting caliber running back. He really sucks, and he's getting paid boku dollars. So cheers for the Cardinals to get that contract off their hands. But absolute garbage. And for me, I think this is Jerick McKinnon, if I'm not mistaken. But Jerick McKinnon doesn't fall within that alphabetical A category. So if that is Jerick McKinnon, we'll have him at the end. David Montgomery, I think that he has star potential. I like him a little less than Alexander Madison. Again, a guy who can make people miss and has good balance, but he really did not show out that much last year. Really unfortunate as a Bears fan. Derrick Henry, we are going to be putting him up here in the elite category, and he's somebody who, you don't really think he can do too much with his, lack of, juice on, the lateral routes, the lateral movement, but he makes it happen, and I'm not going to take that away from him. He just continues to chunk out yards, very powerful, very consistent, And I don't think that he will consistently be here. I think in 2 years he'll be down to average, just because that's the style of game that they play. Like, you can't consistently be a power back anymore, and live up to the type of money that you're going to get. So hopefully, for his sake, they cut him out a little bit on the amount of work he does. Darius Geis, I'm putting him in star potential. I like him a little more than Alexander Madison. He hasn't been showing out, man. I'm a little bit worried. I'm thinking about possibly putting him in average. I think he needs a little bit more time to develop and a better offensive line, and he could be a star. Really solid steal by the Redskins during that draft. He fell pretty far. Then we have who is this? We're gonna skip him for the time being. We're gonna go to Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's one of the elite backs, but he is so overrated, guys. I would almost put him behind Austin Eckler. I don't think he's that great. Like I was saying, with all these other running backs like DeAndre Swift and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, being able to drive the pile is key, and Ezekiel Elliott is probably the most consistent player at just pushing forward for those extra yards. And he continues to get yards every season. He's had one of the best, if not the best, offensive line in the NFL. So you can possibly take that away from his merit, but he has been pretty damn good. So I'm not going to take that away from him. Next, man, I'm getting fucked over with these. I think this is Devin Singletary right here. One of these guys is Devin Singletary, and I'm not 100% sure who this guy is. If we're gonna be honest, guys, this is Devin Singletary. I'm sure of it. Devin Singletary to me is same tier as Alexander Madison and David Montgomery. I'm pretty sure these guys were like neck and neck on PFF for like the most tackles broken out of FAU, and then I think it was Iowa State for David Montgomery. So. Yeah, dude, this is definitely Jerick McKinnon. I might just put him in anyways, because this is Marlon Mack, and this is, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. Or is this Nyheim Hines? God only knows, man. We'll find all this stuff out as time goes on. But I'm pretty sure this is Justice Hill, because this is Josh Jacobs. No, that can't be. God only knows what these running backs are, man. I don't think they're properly put in alphabetical order. This is not obviously my fault. This is their fault. But I'm going to call this Justice Hill. I think Justice Hill is a serviceable backup. Same type of area that Benny Snell was taken as well. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. Now, okay, so this is Josh Jacobs. We're still down here with the JAs. So I'm not sure if this is Justice Hill or not. But he's not on here, so he's going to be. I'm pretty sure this is LaShawn McCoy, guys. If we're going to be honest here, this is LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy is still in the star potential. I think he's an absolute beast. Has just continued to put on yards after yards, and I like him a lot. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, so we're gonna continue with that. This is Jerick McKinnon. I keep saying I'm gonna go back. This is Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon's the top of average. Really hasn't done too much. Even on the Vikings, he didn't do too much, guys. So I'm not too huge of a fan. Jamal Williams, he's more of a serviceable guy. Hasn't really lived up to potential, and I mean, he has some sparks, but I've always seen Aaron Jones just look like an absolute fucking monster. So I love Aaron Jones. Packers fans, don't hate on me. I'm a Bears fan, and I love Aaron Jones. I fear Aaron Jones. So whoever the fuck this guy is, we're going to put him down here and bust. I'm sorry if he's an actual player that you guys know and love. Just not my vibe. James Conner. James Conner is, to me, the bottom of star potential. I think that maybe he's like about right here. Really kind of sucks. I as a Steelers fan, I think they should move on from him. Amazing story, but gets injured 24/7 and really just doesn't look like he's an NFL caliber running back anymore. J.K. Dobbins, he's right here with like Chris Carson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was my tied number 2 running back, and my big issue with him was that Ohio State's offensive line was so good that what can he do in a scheme that doesn't have as good of offensive line? And then he was taken by the Ravens, who have a pretty damn good offensive line. So I think that his potential is way higher than Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if we're going to be 100% honest here, guys. So Joe Mixon, I'm going to put him here. I think that he's a little bit Joe Mixon's being put up here in elite territory, guys. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Joe Mixon, to me, is a star, and he's worse than Aaron Jones. Honestly, we could possibly move Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon up one, but for the time being, we're going to keep him here. We might as well, we might even eliminate borderline elite. It just seems like there's too many categories for these running backs. Jonathan Taylor, he was my number 4 running back in this class, guys. and I think that I would put him just behind James Conner. And my problem is that I think that he has the highest potential in this class. Insane player, one of the best I've ever seen, but his fumbling issue. I think he could be borderline elite easy, but his fumbling issue. So I've got to put him down. This, I believe, is Jordan Howard, and Jordan Howard is the top of average, just a power running back, and did a really good job in Chicago, and just hasn't done much since. Kind of unfortunate. I like J. Howe, but Josh Jacobs. Here we go. We got another borderline elite guy. I'm going to be putting him almost into the elite section. Josh Jacobs needs to show one more year for me to really tell, like, yeah, that's the guy. Consistency is key for me. You just need 2 years as a running back for me to believe that you can consistently put up numbers until you're about 26, 27, and then you're probably going to fall a bit. But Josh Jacobs is an absolute beast. So next we have Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, I think that he's still a star. Still does a very good job. A rookie, led the entire NFL. Saw him play at Kansas City. Horrible thing that he did to his girlfriend and stuff, or whoever the fuck that was in the hotel, but still. Kenyon Drake, we're not going to be putting him back up. We're going to be putting him up here in the star range. I think that he is a star in the NFL. If we're going to be honest, like, we're going to keep him here because in Arizona, I'd put him up here above Aaron Jones. But we saw he was just kind of like pretty good down in Miami. So gotta see more consistency before I put him up here. Next we have Kerryon Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. Kerryon Johnson, I gotta put him 1 and 2 with DeAndre Swift. He just gets injured too often, and he's a talented back. There's definitely nothing to complain about, and I think that's where he belongs. Just solid overall. There's not really too much to rave about. Keyshawn Vaughn, I gotta put him here in average. I don't understand why I'm gonna put him below Cam Akers, above AJ Dillon though. I like Keyshawn Vaughn more because Keyshawn Vaughn showed a shit ton of potential as a first round grade running back, and then regressed a little bit. AJ Dillon has just been in a shitty ACC and just been going off against like weak opponents. Latavius Murray, he's a serviceable backup. He used to be one of my favorite running backs to get in Madden Ultimate Team, just because he had like the trucking and like the 92 speed, but he really ain't shit. Leonard Fournette, I gotta put him up here in star. People want to put him in elite, borderline elite. He's not that to me. He has power and he has some speed, but I think that his road in Jacksonville is kind of running out, and I think that it would be kind of good. I heard this idea, trading a 5th rounder from the Steelers to getting him. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear the computer going off. I don't know why it's being such a bitch right now, but it is. Lev Bell, I'm still going to put him here in star. I think that he's a little bit better than Leonard Fournette, but I can't put him above Kenyon Drake. Against with a shitty offensive line, he ain't shit. Honestly, guys, I see him play, and his style fits a perfect scheme, like Dallas or Pittsburgh or any team with a really good offensive line. I think that he could have honestly went to the Ravens. I don't understand why he didn't. I mean, probably like guaranteed money and stuff like that, but I mean, teams with offensive lines are what he thrives on because he needs that patience to just hop around and go into a gap. And going to the Jets, I knew it was a stupid move. Mark Ingram, he has definitely, honestly, I think he's in this star potential area. And guys, if we're going to be honest, I'm moving Aaron Jones up to borderline elite. I think that he deserves this, and the borderline elite territory is a little bit too vacant for me. Marlon Mack, I'm going to be putting him here also in star. I think that I hear players from the NFL say that he's the worst running back to go against. There's one player you fear the most as a running back in the NFL. Who is it? Marlon Mack. I don't know why, but he pops off on tape and does a great job. Mark Ingram also, I didn't think he was going to do that well, but he's shown me and the rest of the world that in the right scheme, he's perfect. Does a very good job. Right here, we're going to come back to this guy. I don't think it's Raheem Mostert because this is Melvin Gordon, and I'm honestly blanking on the other running backs for San Francisco, especially the one that just went to Miami. But Melvin Gordon's going to be here in star potential for me. I don't really think he has that much juice left, and he just didn't show it to me last year. It's kind of unfortunate, I think he has a shit ton of potential. He has borderline elite potential, but hasn't really reached it since that second season. Now, Miles Sanders, he's going to be up here in the star territory. I can't put him above DeAndre Swift. I'll put it that way. He had a very good season last year. I want to see what happens when there are weapons on the team. If he can do it alongside a core rather than like we have to just fucking feed you every play. And against like he had one of the best offensive lines in the entire in the entire league, and if not the best. So like I got to see what he's like on his own in his own talent. I liked him a lot. I thought I had him as a second round player. Got drafted in the third. Nick Chubb is next. Nick Chubb is going all the way up to elite. And I'm going to be putting him ahead of Dalvin Cook. I think he's that good. I think that he's worth that type of pick. Nyheim Hines is a backup. Honestly, we need to fill up this lower section with people, but he's definitely a backup, not somebody that I really find too intriguing. All right, so Philip Lindsay here. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I know there's Rojo coming up. Rojo's right here, but I can't think of who the fuck this guy is, and it's probably not a monster player. So honestly, we're gonna be sticking these guys into this backup to bust here. And again, I'm really trying to remember who the hell this guy is, but we'll check it up on it in a little bit. Philip Lindsay, I'm going to be putting him here at the base of star because we've seen he's been almost an elite running back, but last year he took a little bit of regression in his star potential. I think that he needs to regain his footwork and regain his touch. I think he needs to be a repeat type of season player. And I'm pretty sure like that franchise guy, I think he said that he can't have a repeat season, or it might have been PFF, just because of the style of play. So, cheers to them. Raheem Mostert, I'm going to be putting him here at probably right here with Darius Geis, maybe a little bit ahead of him. You know what? We'll put him with Melvin Gordon. Excuse me. I think that Melvin Gordon and him are very similar, but Raheem Mostert is much more home run hitter type. As you see, like in the playoffs, he does a pretty good job. Rashad Penny, I love this guy. He's not very good in the NFL yet, but I'm going to be putting it here in star potential. Not as good as Chris Carson, but has way more potential than he does. I love Rashad Penny. Rojo's going to be average. Honestly, he just hasn't really shown that potential yet. Saquon Barkley, I don't even need to talk about this. He's definitely going to be up here, but I don't think right now, because of his injury, he's probably... Honestly, Alvin Kamara is going to be dropping a little bit, guys. I honestly think this could be the tier right here. I like Nick Chubb a lot, for the record. But, yeah, honestly, I think that's the right move. Sony Michel, I'm going to be putting him here in star potential. I don't really think there's too much to him. Like, really, I think he's a little bit better than Rashad Penny. And that's pretty much it. The Patriots scheme just is very beneficial to running backs. Tariq Cohen, you're going to be an average buddy. I really liked him his first year coming out, but apart from that, nah, not my vibe. And again, guys, I think this is Tevin Coleman. This is a guy that you do know. This could be Jerick McKinnon for all I know. I'm not sure. But Tevin Coleman, he's going to be serviceable. He really isn't that much anymore. Great deal by the 49ers, get him on like a 2-year, $10 million deal. Like he had that potential, and he just hasn't shown it. Todd Gurley, guys, I mean, this is kind of potential. I mean, controversial, but I'm putting him here in star potential. He's just dropped off a lot, and his injuries have really hurt him a lot. Now, I put him above. I'd honestly put him here. I'd put him right here behind Miles Sanders. But it's kind of sad to see someone who could be MVP go the way he is. But that's the way he is, man. And honestly, no matter who the fuck this is, I'm just going to be putting him right behind Tevin Coleman and Latavius Murray. I know who he is. He got traded to the Dolphins. Don't chew me out for it. I know who he is, and he's not that great, but he got traded for a 5th-round pick. Good enough for the Dolphins, honestly. I didn't see any running backs that was worth his value back then. Zach Moss, I'm going to be putting him here at the base of star potential. Like, really, I think he's about Darius Geis level, and a little bit better than Devin Singletary. So that's the list, guys. I guess this is my official running backs rankings, is definitely heavy in the star potential area because I know a lot of these guys have potential. Like, if you want to really say, like, oh, if you had to cut it off, where would you do it again? I'd probably put, probably right here. I'd bracket this off and put them into average, but it honestly doesn't matter to me that much, and I'm sure it doesn't matter to you guys if you guys have been watching still. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the far side. Peace.